Hey everyone, how are you doing? Today I want to do a quick tour on my phone to show my favorite apps that I use almost every day. I use the iPhone 11 and my home screen looks like this. So let's start from the top. The first app is Fantastical. There are many good calendar apps available, but the reason why I love this app is that it can understand the natural language. Say you're having dinner with your friends this week. With Fantastical, you can create the event just by typing it like you speak. So you can write dinner with John and Sherlock at 7 PM Saturday. Then it will automatically process this information to create the event in your calendar. I find this incredibly useful when you have to put an event in your calendar quickly. Speaking of calendar, the second app I love is an app called Woven. I talked about this app before in my previous video, but it's a scheduling app that I use to arrange meetings, lunch, dinner, or Zoom calls with my friends. Essentially, Woven lets you send your friends a link to your calendar where they can choose an available time for things like a meeting or dinner. So let's say you want to have a lunch with your friend. All you have to do is just send your friend a link to your Woven calendar, then your friend will pick a time. This way you don't have to text back and forth just to schedule lunch. I always find arranging dinner, lunch or meetings very stressful because it usually involves a few rounds of texting and emailing, but Woven can solve this problem and make scheduling with your friends stress-free. If you're interested, you can download it for free from the link in the description. Then I have Google Photos and App Store. On the second row, I have Wim Hof method. In case you don't know about Wim Hof, he's a Dutch extreme athlete known as the Iceman, and he developed this app that you can use to learn his training method, which involves cold exposure and breathing exercise. For a long time, people have been skeptical of his training method, but recently there have been lots of evidence that his method have physical and mental benefits. So every morning I use this app to do the breathing exercise and then take a cold shower. The next one is Balance. It's a meditation app that I use sometimes. There's nothing really special about this app, to be honest, but I just like the look of it, and it has a bunch of different unique meditation exercises like Immersive Bells and Immersive Storm, which is nice. Then I have Safari for browsing and Roam for writing and taking memo. On the third row, I have Airr. I already talked about this app before in a video, but essentially it lets you make highlights of your favorite bits of podcast. Then you can share your highlights to your friends on Twitter or Instagram. Or you can import the highlights into your note-taking app like Roam and Remnote. It's incredibly useful when you want to remember what you learned from podcasts. The next one is Spotify, and then I have Endel. I've been trying Endel for a few weeks now. It's an app that produces music for focusing, sleeping, or relaxing. Apparently, Endel has its own AI that makes a personalized, unique soundscape based on the weather of your location, time, or your heart rate. I really like it so far. Whenever I want to focus on studying or writing, or want to relax, I usually play the sound on Endel, which I think helps a lot. Speaking of focusing, Forest is one of my favorite apps. I talked about how I use it in my previous video, but basically it helps you stay focused by preventing you from using your phone. So when I study or work, I always open Forest, set the timer to 2 hours and then start working. This way I won't get distracted by my phone. I highly recommend it. In the next row, I have mymind. This app might be the best app I discovered this year. I use it every day and love it so much. Again, I made a video about it before, but it's an app that lets you save pretty much anything you want to remember on the internet. It's a storage for your ideas and inspirations, and it's part of my note-taking system. So whenever I find something interesting on the internet, I just save it to mymind. Then its AI automatically analyzes the content of the thing you saved and assigns a bunch of tags to it. This way you can easily find what you saved. If you want to know more about mymind, please check out my video about it. Next, we have Inoreader. It's a RSS feed where you can read your favorite blogs, newsletters, or watch your favorite YouTube channels all in one place. I find it really useful that you can read and watch all of your favorite things in one place, so you don't have to jump across different websites. Every day, once or twice, I open Inoreader and check my favorite blogs and YouTube channels. If I find something interesting, I always save it to my mind so I can read it later. Brilliant is an app that I use in my free time to learn little something new. I love how each lesson is bite-sized so you can study even when you have only a few minutes, like when you're waiting for someone or when you go in the toilet. If you want to learn math, science or computer science or refresh your memory on this subject, it's a great app. Finally, I have a folder with a bunch of different messaging apps because everyone uses different apps to communicate. I really hate that I have to use multiple messaging apps, but what can I do? Also, I have two widgets at the bottom. One is Hey. It's an email app that got really popular a few months ago. It has a few unique functions like reply later, focus and reply, and set aside, all of which are very useful. Then I have a widget for Sorted. I also have it on my deck, but it's another one of my most favorite apps. It's kind of a combination of Task Manager and Calendar. I used to use apps like Things3, but I didn't like it at all. So I tried Sorted, then it was a game changer. What I love about this app is that it automatically do time blocking and build the schedule for you, which I find super useful. I talked more about this app in my video about my morning routine, so please check it out if you're interested. Okay, so these are the apps I use the most. Hope you found something useful, but let me know what you think and please share your favorite apps in the comments below. Alright, thanks for watching, bye!